Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Keeping Fish Simple. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing the top 7 schooling fish for your aquarium. Now, this isn't going to be a list of fish that you can keep in a specific size of aquarium. This is just going to be a list of the top 7 schooling fish. So I'm going to try and give you guys as many disclaimers as possible to make sure it's as interesting as possible and make sure you don't run into any problems with these fish, because I can understand how you would. And today I'm just going to give you guys a list of 7 really good schooling fish. And I'm hoping that this video might inspire you to have a couple of ideas to fill up a planted aquarium or whatever. So make sure you stay around to the end of the video to listen to the whole list, and without any further ado, let's get started. So the first fish on my list of schooling fish is the neon tetra. So the reason this guy is here is because of the way it looks. So these guys are definitely schooling fish. They stay very small. They're a very small fish, stay under about 1 inch. They are a schooling fish. They're commonly pretty cheap. They're one of the cooler fish on this list. So they were one of the first fish I ever kept. In fact, they were actually in the first ever aquarium I ever owned, with a bunch of platies and guppies and all that kind of stuff. They had this awesome display. So apart from the blue gravel that was in that aquarium, the aquarium was pretty successful and it was pretty cool looking with the neon tetras in there. So they look almost as good as the like button, which I'm guessing you guys have already hit now. You've done that, haven't you? And now that you've done that, we can move on to the next fish. So the next fish on this list is the DANIOS. So I'm talking about zebra DANIOS, leopard DANIOS, celestial pearl DANIOS, all the DANIOS. They are a perfect schooling fish. You can get them in long fin, short fin. I've talked about them in a million videos you guys can go and watch. I've actually bred these guys. They're super easy to breed, and they are these fish that are pretty much on, and they are running around the aquarium all the time, sprinting around. They love to eat any kind of food. They're super easy to take care of. Really cool fish if you want something that's going to dart around the aquarium and create a lot of action. Kids seem to love them because they create so much action in the aquarium, and I've had lots of people actually come to me and buy my zebra DANIOS for putting in the aquarium just for a little bit of extra spice, just a bit of running around action. Another really cool fish, and that brings me to my next fish. So the next fish on this list is a CORYDORAS. So you guys might not know this, the CORYDORAS is actually a schooling fish. So these guys are kind of a weird schooling fish. You can keep them in groups of like under 4 kind of, but they do really like to be in schools, and I've noticed that mine, especially in my aquarium, school around. So every now and then you'll see one solo guy, but then you'll actually see a group of these guys all together moving through the aquarium and sifting through the sand and gravel and all that kind of stuff. So obviously I'm going to said it in a million videos, please don't keep really coarse gravel in your aquarium. Keep really fine gravel or keep sand in your aquarium, because otherwise it'll hurt the barbels. I've said it so many times. There you go. Another really great fish, you can get a whole bunch of different varieties and kinds. Bronze CORYDORAS, you can get green lasers, you can get albinos like I have. It's just unlimited. So that brings me to the next fish, and the next fish, take a guess, the dwarf neon rainbow fish. I have talked about these guys a million times. I'm really on a buzz with these guys right now. I've been breeding them. They're an Australian native fish from like the northern Australia area. They're actually called the Pracox rainbow as well, which could confuse you guys. They have this beautiful blue iridescent display, one of my favorite fish in the whole entire hobby. They stay really small. They school, which is the important thing in this video. They're a little bit more on the sensitive side. They can be a little bit more pricey as well in other areas of the world. Nonetheless, they're a really good schooling fish. Mine love to school. You want to keep them in groups of over 6, and they like more harder water, but it really doesn't matter too much as long as you're not keeping them in like a pH of 6. So they're another really great schooling fish, and I've been breeding them and they've just been super fun. The next fish on the list is the HARLEQUIN RASBORAS. So I've kept these guys once. I kept them when I was 15, a long time ago, like 5 years ago now. They were one of my favorite fish. I haven't kept them since because I haven't really had a need to keep them or like an urge to keep them yet. They're a great schooling fish. They have this weird kind of like, it's a different display. It's a different kind of fish to other fish that you see in the hobby, but they are a really cool schooling fish. Mine were really easy to take care of for some reason. I don't know if this is the case with all of them. Mine was super easy to take care of. They took a wide variety of foods. They were really peaceful. They didn't touch any fish or have a go at any other fish. So comment below if this is the same case for you, if you guys have got some of these, because I'd love to know. So I probably should get back into them again, but they're a really good schooling fish. You can keep them in large groups, you can keep them in small groups. It doesn't really matter that much. They will stay really close together, I've noticed, so that's something cool. That brings me to the next fish. And the next fish on this list is the cherry barb. So the cherry barb, I don't know how to describe this guy. This guy is like a little, they can be pretty territorial and mean. A lot of barbs are known to be mean. These guys are schooling fish, but they can be very nippy, and they'll have a go at other fish. So it's important that you don't have fish with big fins in your aquarium, because they'll have a go at them. These guys are something very interesting. I kind of don't really want to keep them. They're just not for me. But if you guys are looking for something with a little bit of like zest to it, like a bit of a nip, and they're a real good fish. They are really aggressive, like with their eating and all that kind of stuff, so it's really cool to watch. watch. Something to consider. They're kind of just on here to fill a little spot because there's not actually that many schooling fish in the hobby. Well, there is. I know you guys can go and tell me that there is, but there's not. I'd love for there to be more. I'd love for there to be like a list of these fish that are really simple to keep that I could put on here like to make a top 20 video, but there's just not. So anyways, that brings me to the next fish. And the last fish on this list is the white cloud minnow. So yet again, I haven't kept these guys yet. Still want to keep them. Don't have enough tanks. You guys, please understand. These guys are sick fish. They're from China. They're really awesome beginner fish. They school, super easy to take care of. They take a wide variety of different foods. You guys can keep these guys in smaller aquariums, you can keep them in big aquariums. It really doesn't matter. And I've heard they're not too hard to breed, so you guys can chuck them in ponds. They can stay in aquariums without heaters and they'll breed. It's like insane how easy these guys are to take care of. So another thing to consider. I wish I had some of these guys, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys stayed around to the end, like I guess you did if you're here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.